As we look at more pictures, we see other adjustments that we need to make. The third floor, the opening from the third floor down to the first floor, is pretty tight to the elevator, but then the opening above it is not as wide as I've drawn it here. So we have to pull it in tighter to this elevator element. Also, that elevator element is not all the way back in the building there, so I'm going to pull that forward in this direction slightly. I'm going to modify the outline of the floor slab so that you can walk through that. So there's, oops. I'm going to edit that group. And let's change view to hide the rest of models, so that what I'm going to do is actually create segment here that bridges right, that we don't need the line between, so let's close that group. Okay, and then again, look at the photograph. This floor is closer to the elevator, but not as close as the floor below it. And it also needs to bridge the gap. So I'm going to draw a bridge across, remove that face, extrude that upwards. Oops. Erase the lines between them. And we have to pull in more tightly these parts. I'm going to say 6 feet each way. Let's go 6 feet in that direction, and let's do the same on the other side. Might need a bit more than that, but that may do for now. Okay, let's see, close that group and see how that looks. Still quite a bit of room, but at least we're starting to get the sense of it. There are also arches across the exterior wall. Two of them are blind, that's in the spaces in between, but they're more narrow than the 10-foot arches here. So let's turn off these stairwell volumes and see what kind of strategy could we use to draw those arches. Let's draw a guide, or at least a line from the bottom of the arch that spans the arcade there, right? That line isn't going to help us. We want it on that face. Now let's pull lines from the center of midpoints of these openings. And then we need the midpoint of the line between them. Midpoints are highly useful. So now we can use those as the centers for our arches. Center and 2 points. Center, point 1, point 2. 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 Center, point 1. Other way, point 2. So that's the outline of this stuff that we see in elevation there beyond the elevator. In the next lesson, we'll talk about how we're going to model those elements. And this will be lesson 17, additional interior arches.